A metaphysical master discovered that when Jesus walked on water, he wasn't defying physics. He was demonstrating the exact state of consciousness that makes the impossible inevitable. And when Peter tried it, he succeeded until his mind betrayed him. Today, you'll discover what Jesus really meant when he said, "You can do this too." Listen very carefully, because what you're about to learn has been hidden in plain sight for 2,000 years, a secret coded into the most famous miracle in history. But before I reveal the metaphysical key that unlocks this power, I need you to do something right now. Close your eyes for just 3 seconds, take a deep breath, and mentally repeat, "I walk above the storms of my mind." Did you feel that? That shift, that elevation? That is the beginning of the consciousness Jesus demonstrated. Now write in the comments, "I am above the water." This declaration activates the same metaphysical principle Jesus used. It's your cosmic signature telling the universe you're no longer drowning in circumstances. You're rising above them. Do it now, because without this first act of faith, what comes next won't penetrate your consciousness. What I'm about to share will forever change how you read the Bible, how you understand your own power, and how you navigate the storms of your life. It was approximately 33 AD, the Sea of Galilee. The disciples had been rowing for hours against fierce winds. It was the fourth watch of the night, between 3 and 6 a.m., the darkest, coldest hours. They were 3 to 4 miles from shore, waves crashing, wind howling. And then they saw something impossible, a figure, walking on the water, moving toward them with perfect ease while they struggled desperately just to survive. Matthew chapter 14, Mark chapter 6, John chapter 6, 3 independent accounts, all confirming the same impossible event. But here's what the churches won't tell you. This wasn't a magic trick. This was a teaching, a demonstration of a state of consciousness that you can achieve. The man who decoded this secret was Emmett Fox. Born July 30th, 1886 in Ireland. In the 1930s, he filled entire auditoriums in New York City. Thousands came just to hear him speak. Why? Because Emmett had discovered something revolutionary. The Bible is not a history book. It's a metaphysics manual. It's a code for mastering consciousness. And the miracle of Jesus walking on water, it's the most powerful lesson about consciousness ever taught. The metaphysical revelation. Here's what Emmett Fox revealed that the church has kept hidden for centuries. Water represents your subconscious mind, your emotions, the world of appearances, the circumstances that seem to control you. When you're in the water, you're drowning in circumstances. You're overwhelmed by problems. You're being tossed by every wave of bad news. But when you're walking on the water, you're above circumstances. You're mastering your subconscious. You're transcending appearances. Jesus wasn't defying gravity. He was demonstrating elevated consciousness. While the disciples were in the boat, struggling, fighting, exhausted, Jesus was above the very thing that tormented them. The same water that threatened to drown them was solid ground beneath his feet. The secret Peter discovered. But here's where it gets extraordinary. Peter saw Jesus and said, "Lord, if it's you, command me to come to you on the water." And Jesus said one word, "Come." And Peter stepped out of the boat. Peter also walked on water. Not for long, but he did it. A regular fisherman, an ordinary man, he defied what everyone knows is impossible. And he succeeded, until he saw the wind. But when he saw the wind, he was afraid, and beginning to sink, he cried out, "Lord, save me." Do you see the exact moment Peter failed? When he looked at the circumstances. As long as Peter kept his consciousness elevated, focused on Jesus, focused on the possibility, he literally defied the laws of physics. But the second he dropped his consciousness back into appearances, gravity reclaimed him. Jesus said, "You have little faith, why did you doubt?" Because Peter had the power. Doubt was the only thing that stopped him. The consciousness secret. Neville Goddard, who lived from 1905 to 1972, taught something revolutionary. Consciousness is the only reality. Change your consciousness, and your world must change to match it. When Jesus walked on water, his consciousness was elevated above the belief in limitation. He saw water as solid ground because his consciousness made it solid ground. This is the secret. Your consciousness creates your experience, not the other way around. You think circumstances create your feelings? Wrong. Your consciousness about circumstances creates your experience of them. The practice, the 5-day elevation. Now I'm going to give you the exact practice to elevate your consciousness. The method that moves you from drowning to walking. Day 1, the recognition. Identify one area where you feel like you're drowning. Money, relationships, health, career. See it clearly. Then say, this circumstance has no power over me, it's just water, and I choose to walk above it. Day 2 and 3, the refusal. Every time you think about your problem, catch yourself. Don't let your consciousness sink. Mentally declare, I see the storm, but I don't believe in it. I rise above. Emmett Fox taught, what you persistently refuse to believe in loses its power over you. Day 4, the Peter practice. Take one small step toward your goal that feels impossible, something you wouldn't normally do. Step out of the boat. Apply for that job. Have that conversation, make that investment like Peter, keeping your eyes on the higher reality, not the circumstances. Day 5, the integration. Today you embody this consciousness. You don't think about walking on water, you are someone who walks on water. Thank the universe as if you've already walked across your storm. Feel it, live it, be it. Move through your day knowing you're above circumstances, that you're no longer controlled by appearances, that you've risen. The scientific truth. Modern quantum physics is proving what Jesus demonstrated 2,000 years ago. The observer effect shows that consciousness literally affects matter. Your observation changes the outcome. Jesus wasn't violating natural law. He was using a higher natural law. The law of consciousness. Your inner state determines your outer experience, always. The warning. Jesus gave us a critical warning. After Peter sank, he said, why did you doubt? Because doubt is the only thing that can sink you. Fear is the only thing that pulls you back into the water. Emmett Fox was clear. The moment you entertain doubt, you drop your consciousness. And when consciousness falls, so does your experience. This is why the practice must be daily, why you must guard your thoughts, why you must refuse to let circumstances dictate your consciousness. Look, I know your rational mind is screaming, this is crazy, circumstances are real. And you're right, you can't think your way out. But you can elevate your consciousness above them. Jesus didn't think about walking on water. He knew he could. His consciousness was so elevated that the impossible was inevitable. And he said something that changes everything. Whoever believes in me will do the works I have been doing, and they will do even greater things than these. John 14, verse 12. He wasn't saying worship me. He was saying become like me, elevate like me, transcend like me. The miracle wasn't meant to impress you. It was meant to awaken you, to show you that you have the same power, the same consciousness, the same ability to rise above any circumstance. Emmett Fox taught, you are not a victim of your world. You are the creator of your world. The water represents everything trying to pull you down. Your debts, your disease, your depression, your broken relationships, the storm that seems impossible to survive. And Jesus stands on top of all of it, walking, peaceful, powerful, above. And he extends his hand to you, just like he did to Peter, and he says one word, come. The question is, will you step out of the boat? Will you dare to believe that consciousness is stronger than circumstances? Will you trust that there's a higher reality available to you right now? Or will you stay in the boat, rowing, struggling, drowning slowly in the storm of what is? If you feel this message reached you at the perfect time, if something inside you resonated, write in the comments, I step out of the boat. That declaration is your point of no return, your commitment to elevated consciousness. Hit that bell, because what's coming will change your consciousness, your identity, your destiny. Remember Emmett Fox's words, you cannot change your circumstances directly, but you can change your consciousness. And when consciousness changes, circumstances must follow. See you in the next video. Water walker. Because you've always been able to walk on water. You just forgot. Today you remembered